I think it's encouraging that the judges rejected the prosecution's arguments today and gave Julian full appeal on the appeal point that we expected on the freedom of expression and the non-discrimination points. So I think that will be heard around the world now, and I'll travel to Washington tomorrow to continue lobbying, and this is going to be one of our main things that we're going to be telling people, is that the First Amendment and freedom of expression is actually going to be on trial in the UK, right, ahead of any extradition. So I think it's really important and a good step forward and a thing that's going to propel us in this fight to free Julian.
I mean, you have logged so many miles. You have been all around the world. I mean, we were together in North Carolina a year or two ago. I mean, you have been everywhere supporting your brother, as well as supporting, press freedom, free freedom, the right for people to read and say what they want. So what's the next step then? What you're going, obviously, you just said to Washington, D.C., but what's the next step for you?
We're continuing lobbying. We've got a resolution before the House, Resolution 934, which I'm sure you're aware of. Yes. We're continually adding Congress people as co-sponsors to that. So we're just going to keep working the levers in Congress and getting more people onto that resolution, as well as making people aware in Congress of what's actually going on, what's at stake for Americans in this case, not just journalists around the world, but actually for Americans to actually know what their governments are doing, their ability to actually reason, take in this information and actually reason to make correct decisions about which governments they elect. And I think we're getting more and more traction. Every time I go there, we're getting more and more meetings, more and more Congress people and staff meeting with us. We're feeling the momentum, and after today's decision, we're just going to fly in there tomorrow and smash it.
And so what would you ask people to do? I mean, obviously there's a wave of supporters around the world. It's growing, but how can people continue to support your brother, your family, and of course protect our rights?
Well, everything starts from the bottom. It all starts from people here protesting on the street, doing street actions, to going and seeing your representative, taking a group of people to go and see your rep, calling them, sending emails. We've seen over and over again in this campaign that it starts with a single action. It starts from the grassroots, and it works all its way up to President Biden saying 3 weeks ago, last month, that he was considering the Australian request. And that's from the 90% popular support that exists in Australia, that the government is now advocating for Julian at the highest levels and getting those sorts of responses. So every action from the grassroots really counts. So emailing, calling your rep, turning up to actions, signing petitions, donating, whatever you can do, whatever you can manage, it all helps.
And I know you have to go, but any last words for the folks? We've got hundreds of thousands of people watching around the world. Any last words for the folks watching?
Yeah, to everyone who's been supporting, keep doing what you're doing. We couldn't do any of this work without you, without your support. Keep supporting, keep donating, keep signing petitions, keep going and seeing your reps. Because without you, we wouldn't get to this point where Julian is almost free.